Welcome to Speedy Walkthroughs, where we show just the important stuff to beating the game. For first time viewers, this will look different to a normal walkthrough. It'll show just the essentials, so you don't need to spend a long time watching this video. Today we're playing Zelda 2. So this is a sequel to the original Zelda, and I absolutely love this game. It's got more of like an RPG sort of level up system, and one thing really important to keep in mind is every time you beat a dungeon, you get a free level up. So one thing that we're going to be doing throughout this sort of walkthrough is talking about, getting to the dungeons at the very start of a new level rather than at the very end of a level. And that means that you'll hit the level up and get a lot of experience points for it. Sounds a bit technical talking about it first, but it'll make more sense when we actually see the dungeon. Anyway, to actually start the game, you want to follow this path sort of into town. You want to talk to her and go into the house here. And then in the house we have like a secret passage we can go through. So he gives us the magic. We're going to be getting everything in this game here in this walkthrough. So just head out of the house there, and then go to the left. So keep in mind, every town will have sort of like a health recharge area in it. So feel free to use that if you need to. And most enemies will give experience points in this game, so it's very worth killing them if you have the time to do so. On the world map, you're going to get various different like random encounters and stuff like that. Just be aware of those. Most of the time, they're actually good to get random encounters because it means you can level up and stuff. Alright, so we've got a little secret heart piece down here, and we're going to make our way back up. Sometimes you are locked into bits and pieces on the world map which force you into like a side-scrolling bit that you have to walk through. It's not really a good way to avoid those. So we're going to head into the first palace. Just keep a really close eye on my experience points. What you'll notice is that I level up to like a new level just before I actually finish the palace itself. Alright, so heading to the left here. I like to put a lot of my points into magic, into the attack power, since I find that to be pretty useful. You might also notice that with the level up, I'm actually opting not to put anything into any stats just yet. And that's related to the experience point thing that I was talking about before. Alright, so continue along this path here. We've got the attack up finally. But you'll notice that the reason that I've sort of done that sort of experience point thing is, so the highest experience point has gone back down to 100 there now, whereas before it was up at 200. So it's just related to getting more experience points from the boss here. So take care of this enemy, grab yourself the key. And we're going to hit cancel on that next level up, because what you might notice is now the next level up is set at 500 rather than 200. So it's all about being very cheeky to get lots of experience points from beating the bosses here. You can't do the game without it. It's just a matter of doing some extra grinding if you don't want to use it. I will stress as well that I'm grabbing keys throughout the dungeon, but kind of soon in the game we're going to get an upgrade magic called Fairy, and Fairy will let you clip through any doors. I won't be doing that in this walkthrough, but be aware that pretty soon in the game you won't actually need keys at all if you don't want to. These little balls that are bouncing around everywhere, they will bounce off the edge of the screen, so you can sort of use the screen to manipulate where they are. You can actually kill those balls as well, but it takes you absolutely ages slashing at them to do it. Alright, so taking care of these enemies here. You have a few different attacks, so you've got like the down stab and the crouch stab and everything, so that's really good to use. Sort of the stabbing downwards on an enemy and bouncing off of it is a pretty powerful technique in this game. Alright, heading back to the right here, now that we've gone through that section. So yeah, you can see the EXP cap is at 500, but if I hit cancel on the next level up, that will actually go up from 500 to the next increment, and then we're going to get like heaps of experience points from doing this dungeon when we do that. Alright, making your way through to the right here, and we're going to head down this elevator instead. Dungeons can be a little bit confusing, so I'd recommend along with this video you have like a map alongside, just to see what's going into it all. So my next sort of experience threshold is at 100 now, but I should hit over 100 by the time we've beaten the next boss, and that will sort of bump it up to the next attack experience threshold. It's really weird how it works. And you can see that next is set at 1,000 now, and that's really good. Because if we jump from 284 all the way up to 1,000, that's like pretty much 700 experience points that we're going to get just from doing this. And there we go. So you can see that it's climbed all the way up to 1,000. I'm going to sink that into attack yet again. Now that we've sort of done this section here, we can head back through the cave. We've got the lamp now, so we can actually see in these dark caves as well, which is very good for us. I'm just going to head back out. And we're going to head to the left and down into this cave here. This will be 100%, so I'm going to stop and get all the little bits and pieces for the game. And it's usually good to 100% it because it is kind of a hard game. So yeah, you'll want more items if you can have more items. Alright, it's going to head up into this cave now. And we get this little statue in here. And we're going to head back out. Alright, now that we've done that cave, we can sort of head to the left here. A couple of little bits and pieces to do in this town. That guy's always fun. He just says, "I am error." You don't need to talk to him, but it's I like doing it occasionally. So she'll be very happy that we got the trophy. That trophy we just got in the cave over there. We want to head down into this little bit and see our uncle. And he gives us the high jump. Head back out of the house and we'll continue on our way. And we're just going to head down from here. Alrighty, you can see that I've cancelled off. That's mainly because I'm sort of going for the attack power-ups where I can. Realistically, you probably want to sink a bit into all three if you're playing through this just casually. We got the jump power up there, which we absolutely have to use to get through this cave. So make sure you got enough magic points before this to actually use it. Alright, we got like a little tile there with a fairy and this little secret tile with the house on here. We can talk to this dude. And he gives us a note to show to the riverman, which we'll need later. And then we just want to head down through here. Head your way through a side-scrolling section, and you can head into this little town. So she'll let us rest here, which is good. And then we can talk to the river dude, and he'll make a bridge to get across. And to actually get across here, you have to have talked to Bagu before. Alright, we're heading out of town now. So take this path through Death Mountain. Death Mountain will be one of the hardest parts of the game for you. Since we're so underleveled and it's so early, it can be very, very tricky. But if you take this path, you should hopefully not get too lost. You will pass an elevator in this section. Don't bother going up that elevator, just keep going to the right. When we get out here, we can go into this little hole here. Now make your way down this elevator, keep going to the right. Eventually you'll come across this item here. This is the hammer. It lets us break rocks on the overworld, which is going to be a very useful item for us to have. So just head back out the cave the same sort of way that you came. Just going to head back left through this room. And up the elevator, and left again. Alright, we can use that hammer straight away. We break the rock and fall down here. We get another potion. You can notice that's up down magic, so that's good. I'm just going to head out here and through this cave. Alright, then sort of go up around the outside edge of this path here, through this one, and across the bridge. Alright, that brings us to this section of the game. I'm going to break that rock and make our way through. And then we can break another rock up here. So now we got the hammer. A lot of the game is quite a bit more open, actually. Alright, we get that little potion in here. We can head back out. Alright, once you've done that, just head back out. And you want to head right. So we're pretty much back to where we started the game now. We can break this rock to go into this cave here. And we get a heart there. That'll up our max life. Always a good one to have. And we're just going to head back out of this cave. Jump to the left and go into this cave here. And at the end of this cave, there's another P bag. So that just gives us a bit more experience points. Definitely worth getting that. And we'll head to the left out of this cave again. We can sort of head to the left through this section here. If the enemies do catch you, it's better if they catch you on a path tile. So just keep that in mind. And those statues at the front of these palaces, you can generally slash them to get a magic potion refill. Alright, so we're going to gradually keep working our way through this palace here. There's a key that we can have there. Try and map out your experience points so you've got a big difference between your amount and your next before we finish this palace. That way you'll get heaps from the level up at the end of the palace. Now I'm opting to kill this thing. You can see just how long it takes. That's part of the experience point routing that I'm doing. Another key there for us to have. I'll head back through to the right now. Up this elevator. And then back to the left. You can also kill those dragon heads. They only give you 20 points though. Yeah, I'll head down this elevator now. Back out to the right. Then we're going to open this key door here. And we got these falling blocks. They can actually be pretty scary, so make sure you're getting through that ring quickly. And with those enemies there, I like to sort of jump so that I'm hitting them with the sword on the way down. That tends to help avoid their shield blocking. Back through the room with the falling blocks. And back through, so we'll make our way to our elevator and head down. Now we're going to keep heading to the right through this section. Now I'm just killing a lot of these orbs because I know with the experience routing that I'm doing, I really want to be hitting the level up just after beating that boss. So I'll see that it should work out roughly okay, especially if you have the same rough amount of experience that I've got here, it should work out pretty well for you. Another key there that we can grab, and we just head back. Now we'll head down this elevator. Alrighty, so we're going to be coming towards the boss of this dungeon now. You can see that I've hit the 3000. I've rolled over to need 100 for the next level. This boss will give us enough to hit that next level. So I'm going to sink it in, then see my next one's 5,000. So essentially I'm going to get 4,800 experience from this statue. And now you can really see the power of timing your level ups really well with these statues here. You do need to wait until it's fully ticked up before you leave the screen though, just keep that in mind. Alright, so making our way out, we can head back down and to the right here. It's a little town here that we can go into. Alright, so we go into this house here. And we get more magic. And we just head back out. Now, we got the fairy magic here, which means that we can actually go into that door up there now. So the fairy magic is the one I was talking about before that can be used to skip past the key doors. So now we got the downstab as well, which is good. If you fairy into a key door, then you basically get straight through it without opening it. So if you'd like to, you can use that for the playthrough, and that means that you don't need to grab basically any keys as long as you've still got enough magic to use fairy. Just keep that in mind as you're playing through. So just going to rest here to restore our magic and head back to the left. Now we're done in here, we're going to head down into the graveyard. And you want to hit this tile that I'm looking for here. That brings you into this cave, and you head to the right. Got to use our fairies to get up through the cave. And just be aware when you use fairy, you can't you can't get out of the fairy form without leaving the screen. Alright, so that brings us to this section here, which is Annex Palace. Just going to kill this guy for some experience points and then just head straight in. Alright, so now we've actually got the downstab. We can grab the goodies under the floor here. Now we're just going to head up over here. Get a lovely key. We can head back in now. So we can head back down and go down the elevator. Now we go to the right from here. Yeah, we get the raft there, which is an item we can use on the world map to get around to new areas we couldn't get to before. Heading back to the left. And we're back to the lift we were at before. We're going to go left from the lift this time. You probably see that I'm sort of starting to space out my experience here to make sure I've hit a good amount at the end of the boss so that we can use that level up trick again. Now, as you're breaking these blocks, try not to get yourself into a sticky situation where you're trapped all the way down the bottom. Otherwise, you'll have to like very gradually work your way out pretty slowly. Now we're here, we're going to go down the elevator this time and go through the key door. Jump will help us here to get the more experience points. And fighting this guy without the ability to jump is very, very tricky. But we do want to fight them for experience, that's why I'm fighting them here. Alright, jumping back out now. So we have the boss for this dungeon here. This boss is really tricky. I find down stabbing is the best approach to get him. And there we go. So you see me hit the end of 1200 and then the end of 150 here. And we've timed it pretty well, so we're going to get 2200 from this level up. Not quite as good as the last one, but we're sort of maxing out attack here, so we can't realistically use that trick very easily now. I'm going to head back through this bit and go left in the cave. Alright, so just continue left down here. You're going to drop down that bit that we ferried up before and head back out of the cemetery. We're then going to head to the right here across the ocean using that raft that we picked up previously and make your way into this town. Alright, so you can talk to that fountain and say you want to get some water and then give it to this lady. She opens up her house, which we can head down and talk to this dude. So let's head back left out of the house now. And we're pretty much done in that town for now. So let's go into this cave and head to the right. And pretty quickly we'll get towards the end of the cave and come out here. We're going to take a trip to the right here now. And then go across the bridge. This brings us to like a little maze area. It's very important you take the same path that I'm taking through here. Otherwise you'll hit like enemies and traps and stuff. So heading through here, we pick up the small child. We need that to progress the plot, that item. And we're just going to head back to the left out of here. And we're actually going to bring that small child back now. So we'll come back and do the rest of the maze later, but just not quite yet. Alright, so now we're in this town here. You might notice some very suspicious looking chimneys on all the buildings as well. Alright, so we're going to use our jump spell and jump up here. Head down this chimney. And we can actually get into this house, which is great. You can go here and talk to this guy. And he gives us the Upstab, which is a very useful ability. We'll need it in some future dungeons, so pretty important to get this one. Alright, just heading through to the left now. And this is a lady who's happy that we saved her child, so we're heading to this house here. And talk to this dude to get more magic. Alright, and just make your way back out the house now. Alright, go past those encounter tiles and just make your way to the right. We're going to head back to the maze now. Alright, so again, just make sure you're taking the same sort of path that I'm taking through this maze, otherwise you're going to hit traps and stuff like that. We can get a little potion there, which is good. And that brings us to the next palace here. Alright, head to the right. And try and make the jump across that gap. If you're a bit nervous about it, you might want to use a jump magic to get across. Grab the key from here and we'll head back. And we're going to actually fall down this hole that we jumped over before. Use the key to open here and we grab our item from the dungeon, head back to the left. Then we're going to fall down this hole, head to the right. And grab the key, that will head back left. And left across this bridge. And we'll keep going. Past the elevator now, just going to keep going left. Again, with this room, make sure you don't awkwardly trap yourself without a good way to get back up. Otherwise, you have to like slash through all the blocks to get back to the right. So heading back to the right now. We're going to ride this elevator up instead this time. And take a left once you're at the top here. Then just keep progressing past this elevator. And we'll go through the key door now. So you can upstab and use your jump magic to get that key there. Now we just head through to the left some more. Yeah, and you can see me making like a little staircase to get out of it in advance. There we go. Alrighty, we're continuing on. We're going to head down this elevator now. And hanging across here to grab a key and then back. Continuing to the left, we're going to go through that door. Now I'm going to opt to cancel this. This is part of the experience routing to get a good level up from the end of this dungeon. Alright, the reflect spell is very useful against this guy, so just duck and fire the spells back at him. Alright, once he's done, we'll head through. You get a lovely level up at the end of this dungeon and we'll make our way up. Alright, now we got the raft. We can sort of like go across water like that. It's pretty strange how it all works. But that makes getting out of the maze a lot easier. Alright, I'm going to take the raft back to the left here. Break this rock. And we're going to this town. And you talk to this lady who says she's lost her mirror and you can find it under here. This is a little bit awkward because in the playthrough that I did of this, I actually forgot to grab this spell in this town. That's why I've come back and grabbed it now. So you could have grabbed this before when you were in the town originally, but yeah, I must have missed it. So yeah, just talk to this dude and you get the magic. That will restore some life. It's very useful. Then we just head back out. And back out of the town to get back on track with our path through the game. Yeah, we can head across this bridge here. And we're just going to head back to that section we're at before. Alright, now we got those boot things to walk across the water. We can just walk to the right here, take this path that I'm taking. And you should get a heart upgrade there if you go into that square. Just going to head back now. Now we can get through the palace this way as well. Alright, so ferry is pretty much the only good way to get up there. You might have seen a key up there. That means we have to go back as Link and grab the key. We couldn't have grabbed the key as the fairy. Let's head back through. And through the key door and down the elevator. And take a left out of the elevator here. And you can be pretty strategic about using these blocks to grab the key. You just got to be very careful doing it and make sure you don't get yourself into a sticky situation. There we go, jump back up across. If you want, you could use the jump power up to get that key a little bit easier as well. Alright, over to the left now. Alright, there's like a secret wall that you can walk through there. It's actually required to go through that bit. Very cheeky they put that in the game actually. So just head down the elevator and go left now. And when you're ready, make your way to the left out of the room. Alright, so we got this item. We're going to head back out. Go all the way back till you get to the elevator, then ride it up and go right. Ride this elevator up and go left. And this sort of takes us to a key. And then you're just going to head back out of here. And back through to the left now. Alright, going to go forward past the elevator this time. And we'll head to the left. Back through that secret wall we came through earlier and keep heading to the left after this. Alright, it's going to keep going left over and over and then take the first elevator that you see up, go through the key door. Gonna ride this one down and go left again. And you can sort of merge these into like a staircase kind of thing to get through to this key if you'd like to. Otherwise, you can just defeat the enemy underneath there. It's up to you. Head back to the right now. You go up the elevator and then up again when you get to this screen. Right through the key door. Past these guys. Keep going to the right. We've got a boss here. Yeah, so this dude, you just got to hit him and try and avoid him hitting you with the ball. Alright, you got that boss. So yeah, unfortunately my level up didn't work out quite well enough here and I only got like a tiny one. But at this point I'm almost at full level anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. Just going to head left out of this area here. Head down and see this spider thing. If you press the button there near the spider, you get past it and you'll have all these fence cutscene, like fence little side scroll bits to get through. Alright, once you're through all the fences, you just go down this path and head through the forest here. There's like a little cave up here. We can go into that cave and check it out. And that brings us to this little bit here. You can chop down the trees to get to a secret village. So the old lady will bring you into her house. And we go down here. Got a nice little potion there again. Yeah, head back out. Going on to this house as well with the fireplace. You talk to this dude, and he gives you the magic. So we get spell, which is good. Now, the cool thing about spell is if you use it here, it makes this entrance to this area. So that there is the master key. That'll open all the doors, which is very convenient for us to have. He's going to take a left and head out of town now. Back through the cave here. And we'll head out to the left. Moving on, we're going to make our way downwards. There's a little pea bag there for us to grab. And a heart there on the sand for us to grab as well. Just stand in the middle of there, and the temple will appear. We're now going to head in and complete this temple. Alright, so no need to fluff around grabbing keys anymore, so it should speed up our progress through these temples quite a bit. Try and make the jump across there. If you can't get it, just use the jump magic. Now we're going to keep heading to the right here. So actually, the boss of this dungeon bit here, this should look like a repeat of this boss now. Alrighty. Sorry, I lied. It wasn't the boss of the dungeon. He just was guarding a particular item there. So now we got that arm. We just head back to left. Just going to keep heading left and left, really far past all this stuff. Till you get to there, you're going to fall down the hole and fall down this one as well. So continuing on to the right through this room now. Keep going right, and then you got a ferry across this gap here. Through the key door there as well. We're going to go, keep heading to the right. And we come across the actual boss here. But yeah, the actual boss is just another one of these, I suppose. Alright, so you fall down this bit and you have a fairy. Make sure you try and use that fairy to catch yourself as you're falling down. You then come across this sort of lava boss thing here. So just try and hit it on the way up and the way down if you can. It's a bit of randomness about where it comes up exactly. Cool, that's the boss beaten. And we get a level up from the statue here. Alright, so now we're going to head left. Now we're going to the town here. Before, if you tried to go into this town, you wouldn't have been able to see those ghost things, so it's best to come into it now that we actually can. Yeah, we'll talk to this dude. He gives us thunder magic. And you need the thunder magic to beat the last boss as well, so very worth having this. You can just head out of town to the right now. Across the bridge here. And up and left. I'm going to go down through this section, past another fence section. And make our way left through this bit. Can be a bit tricky to deal with these enemies, so just do the best you can. They're pretty frustrating, actually. And up into this cave now. Just going to take a left through here. And continue going left once you get into the new room. Through this cave now. Going to take a right this time instead. And we're in the last palace. Alright, so making our way in. Going to head to the left very first. Past this little section up here, make sure you take the top path. And we're going to go down this elevator. Alright, making our way further to the right now. And we're going to head down this elevator here as well. Going to head through these blocks now. Can be a bit frustrating to break them while you have enemies attacking you, unfortunately. And keep going to the right. Using your down stab to get through there is pretty essential. I'm going to head down this elevator now. And continue breaking these blocks. Keep heading to the right, you'll come across this little bridge room here. And down the elevator. It's quite a long dungeon, this one, really. That orb over there you can pretty much just skip, walk straight past it. Alright, going to head all the way down on this elevator and then take a left. You break these blocks and you'll manage to fall through the floor there. You then got this like slime enemy thing. Pretty full on. Alright, you want to fall through this skinny gap here. And continue on to the right. And that brings us to sort of the last boss area of the game. So you have to use Thunder to make it vulnerable, and that'll use majority of your magic, and then you just need to keep sorting it as it comes down towards you. That's how you approach this boss. But yeah, if you don't have that Thunder magic from the town we went to before, you're not going to have any luck beating this boss here. Alright, so boss is beaten, grab ourselves a key, move across. And we're going to be coming across the last boss of the game, Darklink. Alright, so easiest strategy here is literally just sit in the bottom corner and keep crouch stabbing. You'll win pretty much every time. And that's going to be all for the game. So hopefully you found this useful, and thanks so much for watching.